Hello, hello, hello. How's it going? Welcome to 101. I'm your host, Matt Zimmer, where we talk about all things software, try to give you an edge on getting new business in the new year. We got a little bit of sparkle action going on here. I got a blue shirt and on a blue screen. So, probably wasn't the best choice, but it's sparkle. So it looks pretty cool. Cool. Well, if you're watching, thanks for being here. Got a bunch of stuff to go through, and got a couple cool tips and tricks, a new tool to show you that I've been using, and gonna take a look at some different LinkedIn content and how it's performing, and get a little jealous of some people that are really able to make it happen on LinkedIn. Yeah, so if you have any questions, comments, I see a bunch of you watching the stream right now. Would love to hear from you. Whatever platform you're watching on, if you throw a comment in the chat box, we'll be able to see it, read it out, see how we're doing with giving you great content to help in your sales day. Yeah. So I think what I'd like to do is take a look at a tool that could maybe help some people with contact grabbing, outreach, figuring out how to really take the next step into doing some cold outreach and figuring out how to make those cold outreaches a little warmer. So I'm going to pull up a tool, we'll take a look at it, and we'll go from there. Do have a couple guests scheduled for today, so we'll see if we shame them or not on whether or not they show up, but it's all good either way. We've got plenty of stuff to cover on the sales day. Sweet. So I'm going to pull up my screen here. Should have been ready on this, but as usual, not quite getting there. Sweet. All right. Oh, there we go. All right. So I'll change this a little bit so it's a little bit easier to see. All right, there we go. All right, so this is a tool called seamless.ai. And I will, I guess I can share the URL here real quick, but basically seamless.ai is a tool that allows you to pretty easily get the contact information for really anybody that you want on the internet. So it's a pretty simple search, and we'll go through kind of the different search options that you have, and then show you results and kind of talk about a little bit what you can do with it. But it's seamless.ai. This is the interface after you log in. So you can see on the left here, there is a bunch of information, or a bunch of different fields, categories, seniorities, departments, titles, industries, technologies, the company or the website, locations, employee size, so the number of people kind of in the company, revenue, names, keywords, that type of stuff. All right, so this is kind of the search. There's the ability to save contacts and stuff like that. I'm probably not going to go into that much depth on this. You can kind of do that if you like, but that's the basic kind of interface on this thing. So let's say I'm doing some work for a hold on one sec. Coffee cup getting. All right, let's see. So let's say I'm doing some basic research for, or I'm doing some sales work for a beach-oriented company, right? So we want to get in front of beach-oriented companies. So sunscreen brands, surf companies, maybe bike rental companies, these types of places. So, one thing that I could do is, so I know that there's a company called Sunbum. All right, so I come in here and I'm gonna click Sunbum. It's a sunscreen company. So I put in sunscreen, and let's say I'm trying to get a hold of, I don't know what department I'm trying to get a hold of. I'm really trying to get in front of like sales and marketing people, let's say. All locations is fine. I don't really care about the technology that they use, and I guess if I'm going after tech sales, maybe, I'm already in the industry. We'll come back in the industry in a second and see if we can broaden our search. And let's say seniorities, I don't know. Maybe I don't care right now. So let's queue that search up and see what we get. All right, so you can see I've actually done a couple here, but you can see that what you get is a list of a whole bunch of people. In this case, it's over 60 results, and I've got multiple pages of various different people in the company, different levels, whatever. So over 60 results for that search query. Then what I can do is, let's say, whatever, I'm gonna pick on you. Well, let's say I'm in Florida and I'm trying to get into this Florida region, for instance. So what I can do is I can research this info. It does its thing for a second, and what you can see is I get a whole lot of contact info. I don't know if I'm outing people or not. I mean, this is a publicly available tool, so I don't know what the rules of the internet are on sharing contact details, but hopefully nobody harasses Paula. I'm sure Paula is a wonderful person. So you can see what I'm getting is, title of the person, where they are at. If I can get contact information, obviously multiple phone numbers, locations. There's some company research, so it'll tell me, about the company. Industry's cosmetics, so that's interesting. Maybe we'll do a cosmetics search and see if what we can find. So normally there's actually, so this is interesting. The email is invalid. I'm not sure. Normally it would say valid because it uses kind of an AI. I don't know if it's AI. It probably just automates sending an email. And if it comes back as negative, it says that it's not valid. But so there you go. You can really easily get a bunch of information. I can come in, and I believe if I click there, yep, that's right, that I'll actually be taken directly to their LinkedIn page. So that's pretty interesting. So super easy to get contact information. There's Twitter, Facebook. I think there's other socials if you want. What you can also do, you can download this contact. You can import it really easily into various CRMs if you have one. One nice thing is that I believe maybe not. I was about to say I believe this is a Zapier integration. Yeah, so it does have a Zapier integration. So if you really want to, connect to some random service, Google Sheets, something like that, you can pretty easily too, just through Zapier. Obviously, it kind of gets a little expensive, I think, from this thing can do a lot of contacts. I think there's like 1,000 a day for whatever plan I purchased. It is quite expensive. I think we're paying like $2,600 for the year. Kind of purchased it when we were doing some other work. Didn't work out, but kind of kept the subscription. So, yeah, it's a pretty expensive service, but definitely interesting. Let's see what we could do let's do cosmetics. Let me see if I can. Let's see if we don't know a company. Let's say. What would happen? So let's say industry. We're gonna do cosmetics. I wonder if there's like I wonder if I can do like a keyword like beach. I don't know. Let's see what that does. Over 800 results. Drunk elephant. I got no idea what drunk elephant is. I guess I can find out. You can see a bunch of contacts from Sunbum came up. So that's interesting. Let's find out what this company is. So again, if I come in here, I can go to the company research and shop our non-toxic clinical efficacious skincare system used with virgin marula oil clean. Okay, so it's a efficacious. I don't even know what that word means. All right, let's check this thing out though. Okay, so if I'm contacting a sunscreen company, you know, maybe there is a possibility, but it doesn't seem like it seems like they're more. Oh, that's fun. Sorry, took down the stream. Let's get it back. Let's see. Where were we? Down there. There we go. Okay. Sorry about that. Yeah, so it looks like it's more. Looks like this is more cosmetics. Sorry. Looks like this is more cosmetics facing than kind of anything else. So that's interesting. But maybe not the perfect thing if we were going out to beach companies. Let's see something else. Did it? Badwork Cosmetics, Sunbum, Oxygen Development. So these are all sun. I don't see sun in the name here. So why did it pull up? I mean, these are all cosmetic companies. Happy Skincare. Maybe if I said sunscreen. What if I said sunscreen? Beach. I said beach. Sunscreen. What if we did sunscreen? Supergoop, Color Science, Rock Skincare, Color Science, Supergoop. Let's check out Supergoop. Hi, Paige Edmonds. Yeah, so this is more cosmetics facing. So I'm trying to find like beach. Oops. trying to find like beach-oriented companies. Sorry, I keep trying to flip tabs and I'm going back to looking at myself. So this is... See that I'm getting a bunch of that sunbum. Why am I not getting... How do I get like copper tone? How can I get copper tone? I may just need to play with this a little bit more to get something to work a little bit better. Anyway, that's the tool. And let's try one more. Kula. We'll try one more search when we're done here. See if I can nail it. Maybe not. What would be new though? Nothing would be new. I'm not the best at this stuff, but let's see. All right. Kula Sun Care. I mean, sounds pretty much sun care. Kula Sun Care. Yeah, these are more cosmetics though. They're not like... Oh, who went to copper? I just want to go to copper tone. Yeah, I guess it doesn't look super beach. Man, these sites take forever to load. What's going on here? I guess it looks kind of cosmetic-y too. It doesn't look like super beach. So maybe that's just the way they look. Maybe I just figured there'd be like beach photos all over the place, but maybe that's not there. Maybe that's not their thing. Well, okay, let's try to, I don't know. I guess that probably gives you an idea what the heck this tool does. So whatever, that's seamless.ai. Recommended tool for sales, contact, lead gen. Obviously it doesn't put you in contact with a person, but gives you enough information to get started. So it gives you LinkedIn, all the social, email, phone numbers, locations. I've noticed that the locations aren't perfect. Some of the times it'll give you like the headquarters or something like that, but like the person's clearly not in that location. You know, if their title's Western Florida, you know, sales director, and they're in California, that's clearly not probably where they're at, but yeah, so cool. So that's the tool of the day. Hopefully some of you will find that interesting. I've used it quite a bit. It's been pretty, I think the kind of success rate has been pretty good. You know, it's not perfect, but definitely worth a look. All right, so let's move on. I'd like to talk about my first guest today. Per usual, didn't show up, so we're gonna have to shame him. Shame. All right. Well, I will say that he actually declined the meeting, so that was nice. If you're not going to be at a meeting, decline it and then send a message. You know, don't just not show up. Like, I don't know why people think that's acceptable, but apparently that's what we do nowadays. But let's take a look at Tuin Das. Hi, Tuin. Wish you could have showed up. Would love to have you. But we're going to take a look at your information and I don't know, see if we can provide some insight and some support to make you better. So you can see that Tuin is a IT business consultant. Here at 101, we talk about IT, so you're definitely in good company, and would love to have you back. You're not super active, which is fine. But as always, what I like to do is just look at people's profiles and look at the companies that they work for. So Tuin works for Aquarius. Love the company name. That's great. I'm an Aquarius. And, IT consulting, pretty standard. I think we've talked about checkouts before. This is my least favorite checkout, just a contact form, especially for a consulting company. Like, man, if you can get people to schedule a meeting and put a meeting time down, like that is infinitely more valuable than, just contact information. Get them on the books. If you can put a meeting reminder in there, like that's really beneficial. If you think about kind of e-commerce and the direction that e-commerce has gone, e-commerce is all about cutting out steps. If you can cut out a step, the next thing you want to do after this step is clearly you want to book that free consultation. So requesting a free consultation, it's like, okay, like you've requested, and then you're going to need to follow up with an email. Like, just put it in that step. Get people to that point. You don't need to do this stuff. We'll respond to you within 10 hours. I don't know. This section kills me on people's websites. I think this is an IT consultancy per usual, very broad. Maybe you have to be broad. See it on some of these companies' websites, how broad they are. Maybe just that's the thing, huh? Oh, this is fun. I'm not even showing anything. All right, we'll take a look at the site again. So there you go. It's pretty good. It's like, I don't know. It's all right. Right? Is that attractive? I think so. There's the contact section, so you can see it's just. Isn't everybody's budget, like my budget's always 0. That's how I respond to these things. My budget's 0. If I'm ever more than 0, like that's amazing. If you can get me to spend $1, but like I feel like, how much have I budgeted for this? Like I don't even, in some respect, like I haven't even had a consultation. I budgeted X amount for the project. Like, can you do everything? Nothing? I don't know. I feel like this is a hard question to answer, and maybe causes a lot of people not to fill out the form. Love the live chat widget, but like it's probably never active because you have a 10-hour get back time. So my gut tells me that's not super beneficial. I'd love to find a video. I'm guessing they have a video someplace, but all right, history. When does their history stop? 2017. No more history. So here's Tuin. What's going on? Where does it say they're based? I know they're an Indian company, so maybe it says. Oh, well. In Melbourne, in New York. I don't know. I feel like websites nowadays just are useless. Like, is somebody coming here to read blogs? I know there's like, it's like a Google, you know, SEO strategy, but like, I just can't believe that this blog article. Let's copy this. Let's see if, like, I'm gonna play around with Google here. Like, if I Google this is from January 10th. Like, wait, is that from today? That was posted today. That's interesting. All right, so let's see if I. Whoa, that's not what I wanted. Sorry. All right, if we Google this, why is that? Why can I not? Can I not copy? There we go. All right, I'm gonna like directly search for this and see if their website comes up. It's from the 10th, so it's not going to, Matt. Like, clearly. Okay. So man, they hit it hard on the blog. Let's go to something that's maybe been indexed. All right. Creativity is when art meets science. All right, that's what we're gonna go with. So I know you can't see this, but that's fine. No one's listening to me anyways. All right, creativity when arts meet science. All right, so I'm gonna, oops. Let's directly search for this. Put some quotes around the thing. Wow, it came up. The Aquarius blog. It did. It came up. It looks like there are many. All right, so literally, yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like blogs are waste. I feel like all this content's a waste of time. You know, who am I streaming to right now? There's 2 people, right? Actually, I don't know. There's 10 of you or something like that. Hopefully this is super interesting. Let's go back to Tuhin's website. Got Barry Keane coming up shortly, so hopefully that'll be a interesting conversation. Barry, if you're checking out the stream, feel free to join whenever you like, and we'll talk about some sales techniques, marketing. I think that's your field. Yeah, so this blog is horrendous. All right. So I can't find a video, which makes me really upset because I love looking at people's videos, because generally our process, discussion over coffee. Well, okay, and then product flow and designing, development testing, launch and maintain. I mean, I don't know if that's a process, but all right. I'm so upset that I can't find a video. I was certain I was going to be able to find a video. But alas, they did not put their money into a video. Well, I don't know, man. Websites for information don't do it for me. Maybe it's just that it's 2023, but like there's a lot of content on this thing. I just doubt that anybody's coming on and reading it. I'd love to look at page view stats on, you know, what goes on here. They've got this inquire button, submit a form. Please change this form out. Nobody's filling out a form. Yeah. Anyway, I see Barry's joined, so let's start talking to him. Hey there, Barry.
Hey, Matthew. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good to meet you. I like the stream you got going.
I was supposed to have a guest earlier, so my My thing is, when a guest signs up for an appointment and doesn't show up, I've got to shame them by taking a look at their website and giving feedback. So that's why that's what I was going through just now.
Oh wow.
It's tough. Do you find that you have? I found that I think post-pandemic, there's a lot of appointments that get booked and people just don't decide not to show up. Do you get a lot of that?
There's been a few incidents, alright, or like, oh, I forgot, can we reschedule, please? And then just kind of, chasing each other around, So
Yeah, it's a blast. Well, cool. Well, thanks for joining.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to, learn kind of what you do. If you want to, give me a couple minutes, kind of just on who you are and what you do.
Yeah. So essentially, Matt, Allo, we're a team cohesion platform. We track a lot of. It's for remote and hybrid working teams, and what we do is we track all your OKRs, your key results in real time with full transparency. So everyone can see what's going on, where they are, what's being done. So it cuts times for meetings. Basically, you can check in without having to contact someone. And we integrate all your tools like Slack, Zoom, Jira's coming soon, Asana, things like this. So
give me an idea when you say so OKRs, like automated tracking of OKRs. I mean, you gotta be able to track. Obviously, you got to be able to track them and generate data. Like, how does that work?
No,
what are the
OKRs
types of
are manual check-ins. You see.
I'm sorry.
It's done manually.
Okay.
I can show you a demo if you're interested.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Can you?
Yeah.
I think you can share a screen.
Yeah, I'll just let's see. Share screen. Okay, can you see my screen now?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the second tab, yeah.
Yeah, you're controlling it.
Oh, I'm controlling. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
My mistake. I'm just trying to see you then as well as I'm,
Yeah, you're all good.
Yeah, so this is Allo, Matthew. So this is our dashboard. So, but I'll come back to this in momentarily. So we can go straight into the OKRs if you're interested.
Yeah, for sure.
So here we are. So we have our OKRs, and here, as you can see, for example, let's say you have to build the highest quality product, or you fix your bugs. So what you can do here is you come in and you can add your initiative. We'll say example. We create initiative. We can assign this to, so we can see if it's to do, doing, or being done, and we can. Where's this gone? Sorry, there's a bit of a glitch here.
Yeah.
My Wi-Fi is a bit flaky. Yeah. So, and of course, then we can assign this to various people. So as you can see, Rachel created the initiative, and you can add more as you go. And then, of course, when it's being done, we can check in. So when you can type in your progress here, as you can see, add a comment, the date, if it's on track, at risk, and you can see who's checked in here on the right side. So Rachel is checked in. So, for example, this is the transparency aspect where managers can see, or your other teammates can see who's been doing what, if that makes sense.
So how So at like the end of the day or something like that, I'm inputting my data and my progress basically.
You can check in, yep.
So guide me. Can you show me that process? So if I'm at the end of the day, maybe there's like 3 or 4 things that 3 or 4 different reports or something like that I might report on.
So yeah, as you check in, as I showed, for example, the here when you do your manual check-in, you see.
Oh, I see that.
Yeah, and you click update, and that's why I was saying. So that's why I was saying. Then when you come back to the dashboard, it'll all be here in real time. You see.
Got it.
So yeah, sorry, that was my mistake. So as you can see here, then you can have, your key results issues. If you have your updates, they're off track or without assignment. Of course, then the other part of this is the people tab. So as we see here, you have all the different people in various positions in the company. It says what they do, the time zone that they're based in, which is pretty a nifty feature, so you know that they're going to be away, or they
Mm-hmm.
might be asleep or whatever, depending what part of the world they're in, given the way remote work has gone these days. And of course, then we take Kelly, for example. You can see a bit about her, like for example, her bio. And a really cool thing as well is who they collaborate with. So you can see here, for example, she collaborated with Natalie and Rachel and David and Fred. So what's really useful about this, Matthew, is that you can just see like who people work best with, and just assign the team straight away without having to go, back and forth and go, oh, who should I put with Kelly or David, etc.
Yeah.
Um, and of course, then we have their activity. So, for example, you can see here what everyone's been doing. So you can add she's added comments, for example, we go here again. This is a better one. So yeah, you can see who's done what, for example, at what time was done, again eliminating check-in time. And then of course you can filter out if you want to look for whatever has been done or someone's username or anything like this. You just filter it out. It's still the demo and beta, of course, so it's not fully functional
Sure,
yet.
sure,
But
sure.
yeah, so as you
Oh,
can
so
see, then
you guys haven't has it launched yet, or are you're still building?
what we're doing now is we have an early access program where we're looking for feedback,
Gotcha.
and it's just like we're just signing people up, hoping so we can get feedback and know where we can
Well,
improve.
the URL is just allo.io, ALLO.
ALLO.io, yeah.
Here, I'll throw that up. So are you? So let me ask you a question. Are you targeting? Are you targeting? I'm guessing the answer is both here, but are you targeting kind of companies that have remote full-time staff, or are you targeting agencies that have like freelance workforce? Like, is there a thought on like what the product's designed for?
Yeah, Matthew, for the moment, we're looking for kind of smaller startups essentially because, we want guys in a similar sphere to give feedback, because they work with various
Yeah.
software similar to this. And basically, yeah, we're just looking for feedback. And of course, I don't know, I can show you the project tab too if you like.
Yeah, go for it. I'm
Yeah,
I'm interested to see the product.
yeah, of course, yeah. So, of course, so here's our project tab. You can have public and private. Of course, private you can do it yourself, or if you just want to share. Of course, we're all about transparency, but sometimes managers and staff don't need to see everything together, so you can just put maybe 2 or 3 people in a project. So if we just go here, project roadmap, for example, you have your Kanban, your calendar, or your lists. It's really up to yourself, your preference. I prefer Kanban personally. Are you a Kanban guy or list or?
I try to avoid these things at all costs. I guess
Oh,
I'm
really?
more of a Kanban if I have to. Yeah, I mean, I get lost. I get lost in the project management side of things. But yeah, I'm okay. Kanban if I have to choose.
Yeah, of course. So yeah, here's the project tab, and this is the template. We have lots of other different templates which you can use. Of course, it's all down to your preference. But
Wow.
so here's the
This
project
is.
tab.
I mean, this is a very full suite kind of package.
Yeah, man. It's
How long's the product been being built for?
I don't have a definitive answer on that. I can get back to you on it though.
No, I mean that's all right.
Yeah. So here, of course, you can drag, drop, move stuff. And
Yeah.
what's really cool is you can integrate all like your docs, like even your Asana, your Dropbox, your YouTube,
Yeah.
Google Sheets, Word docs, PDFs, everything. You just drag and drop here. You can then, of course, you can find the info. So say, for example, this was created at 9:49 a.m. and then it was modified again at 9:49 a.m. and you can see who's collaborating. And say if we were on the same page now on this, Matthew, if you were to drag this while I would be able to see you do this in real time.
Mm.
So it's pretty cool in that sense. And then of course we have our chat. You can add comments if you need to, add a comment. And then of course the activity, you can see who's been on, who's viewed. And if you want to, then you can click here and bring your Zoom in, requesting a video call to bring your Zoom in. So, and then of course you can, oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
No, and then of course you can create your own. So we'll say Matthew, we can add a description. Is it public to the team? Is it private? There's more options than a course. And then you just go create a project. And here we are. And of course, if you want to go back, then we can add more canvases, do whatever you like. You can add a date, and then it's on backlog now. It's to do, and now it's done. So
yeah, very cool. You know, I will. I'll send this. I can send this over to a. I ran a software agency for a while, so I'm familiar with kind of working with these types of teams. So I'll show this to the team to see their thoughts. So I got a couple questions around that, but one of the so we had been trying to work on a tool for a while that did. When I say we'd been trying to work on a tool, I think we definitely had some of the problems that you're showcasing a solution to.
Yeah.
One of the so we were trying to
oh, sorry, Matthew, just I hate to cut you off there. My colleague Martha said she's backstage. She just left.
Oh, I apologize. I can bring her up. Sorry about that. Sorry, Martha, I wasn't looking at my screen.
Hi, no worries.
Apologies.
No, but I was in the meeting and sometimes you had questions. Somebody was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get back to you," and I was like, "Oh, I could answer."
You can answer them. Sorry about that. Thanks for joining.
Sorry,
so
Mark,
do you know when the product started being built? I said, do you know when your product started being built?
Yes, so basically we are live, like it's not a beta. We have paid subscribers already.
Yeah.
We have around 400,000 subscribers already paying.
Okay.
So it's quite a product that has been developed for a long time, but we have been adding those features, as you said. And it's kind of more complete because we start like 2014 with collaborative whiteboard. That was only the projects feature. And from there, we've been noticing different needs that would be better to have different features. And at the end, it's where we came up with Allo. Because first it was only big canvas. That was the collaborative whiteboard. But now
Matthew,
it's the full feature.
Yeah, to answer your earlier question, Matthew, like the newer product, the one I just showed you, like that's the more recent build. Sorry, I didn't mean further back. Sorry.
No, that's all good. What my kind of biggest problem was so I'm a non-technical. I mean, I'm technical enough to kind of know some technical jargon and whatnot, but and I understand coding and can code a little bit, but nobody's going to put me on a development project. So what the kind of position that I found myself in was managing software developers, which in some respect is one of the hardest things that I've ever done. It's especially remote teams where you don't have any view of what's going on with people. So I get the problem that you're solving. I've got a question. Maybe you got an answer, maybe not. But one of the hardest things was just, and in some respect, it felt cultural to me. It was getting those team members to actually buy into all right, we need to report these things, and not feel in some respect, it was. I felt like they felt that it was intrusive and I was prying into what they were doing. And the reality is it's look, I'm doing this so I don't have to pry in. Because if you don't report it, I have no idea what's going on. And therefore, I'm going to need to get more and more into your business. And so this was a way of look, if we can do these lightweight reports, that's a heck of a lot easier for everybody involved. But it was a real cultural difficulty of kind of getting that. I'm wondering, I'm assuming you have that problem with other customers, and I guess I'm wondering does your tool help solve that? Is there things that you've helped companies implement to kind of get over that hurdle? What are your thoughts on just getting people to actually use the tool in the way it's designed to be used?
Yeah, I
Yes.
feel that. Oh, sorry, Martha.
I know you can go, Barry.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say, like, I feel that the transparency is already there. Like I was showing you earlier, Matthew. With you can see what's being done. So I think most people, if I feel anyway, that if people just do this, then they feel like, oh, I don't have to report to Matthew and slack him and tell him I did this when he can just check. So I feel like, for me personally, I would find that easier anyway. I prefer it that way. I just rather everyone can see what I'm doing. So, Martha, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, no, in this case, like, it's true, like, we've been thinking about this because even some people is like, there arrives a point of transparency that are like, oh, that's not kind of micromanaging. But for us, it's not micromanaging, it's more like, um, this tool, we wanted to bring it to good managers that basically care about their workers. And instead of, for example, like, how many meetings do we have on the week that is only about check-ins? So if
Yeah.
we can eliminate those check-in meetings and you can access whenever you want to Allo and see my progress, we eliminate those meetings. And I at some point I have to show you my progress.
Yeah.
So at the end is how we want to try to focus that that kind of pain point, and also more for to have more live progress of what's happening, and if an issue in a project can be noticed before, better, because with Allo we have managers that they have told us like, oh, thanks to Allo I can notice before that the project is off track or they need my support or something is going wrong, rather than discovering in the meeting like, oh, by the way, like, since last week's meeting we have this problem. Then, so that's what we are trying to do. And also the CTO focused a lot on that transparency, because he was like, I want to bring in our tool the same experience I have when I work with my engineering team, that we have the coding and everyone can see who changed what in the part of the code
Hmm.
of the coding. So there's fully transparency in engineering teams. So he was like, I want to bring this in all levels of the company.
Yeah. So do you guys use this? I mean, you use the tool. You use your own tool internally.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
big time.
I mean.
Yeah, I feel it's the best way, because the
Yeah.
best way we can criticize, we can develop more even is using it. So
Yeah.
obviously, and
How does that?
and in
Do
our
you?
case, for example, our team is hybrid in person, so it works super well because we are in different time zones sometimes, um, and we have to work with a lot of people from different departments. So it's really useful on that
Yeah.
sense.
How does that work with like OKRs across different divisions of the company? So I actually found that developing OKRs seemed actually easier for like engineering teams than it did for like sales and marketing teams. But you want to like, in order for culturally to be like fully aligned, you can't be like, oh, sales and marketing doesn't have to doesn't have to report. How do you guys kind of do? How do you handle that kind of internally?
Oh,
Yeah.
well,
And
I, I,
so basically, for example, what we do is like, obviously, like, the CEO is the one that kind of manages the product roadmap and the quarters and the goals, kind of. And then when we set those, like, we do meetings, we set those OKRs. And for example, what you said, like, there's objectives that at the end, the key results that are the other subtasks um, involve different departments, for example. So if
Mm-hmm.
we acquire something, X number, and below, first we need to finish, for example, some features that the engineering team is working on. So then we put it there. But then also the sales or the marketing team has materials or processes that they have to finish too. So we put them below. So at the end, I feel that with that you feel more part that everyone is working for something in common, so it aligns more the goals for everyone. And you
Yeah.
can, because even for example for me, um, um, the feature that Barry showed you, the activity tab, is the one that is in beta. They are still working on it. We are gonna have finished it end of this month, I feel. Yeah. So for example, I would not have known that, and if it's been delaying or not, if I could not check the OKRs in Allo. So I have more sense of how my engineering team is going, if they are off track, on track, without disturbing them. Because why I
Gotcha.
should add another annoying meeting for engineering team of 30 minutes, you know?
Yeah.
So that's a good way to kind of see it.
Gotcha. What type of when it comes to like the sales and marketing side versus the engineering side, are they do you guys have, and you don't have to speak specifically, I'm just kind of just wondering like how the company thinks. Like
Okay.
is it are sales and marketing goals like are they are they quantitative, or is it, you know, I'm assuming when you track these things in the system, it's obviously like quantitative results, and there's some sort of percentage to goal and stuff like that. So the sales and marketing, you know, engineering may be, I don't know, how do you guys actually quantify? Can you give me an example of like how do you quantify like an engineering type goal versus like a sales and marketing type goal? Is engineering like I don't know, how do you think about these goals? Is it like number of lines of code committed? Like that's not great. Is it like number of features developed? Like what's the type of goal that you track for engineering? And then for sales and marketing, is it number of cold leads contacted, number of, you know, sales pitch meetings contacted or, you know, completed? Like what are the different types of things that you do? Do you have are those good examples?
Yeah, I'd say they're actually pretty good examples.
Okay.
Yeah, no. So, for example, for the engineering team, from my understanding, and our team is working on, for example, is like if they have to improve the five features in concrete. So it's like improve the four features, the key results. But then under the key result, that is the initiatives that Barry showed you, that they are the ones that you can click on, do or done. And for
Yeah,
example, every engineer, yeah, if you click in, yeah, here, for example, no, without clicking, yeah.
Yeah.
So for example, you
An
go up.
initiative.
No, you go up, Barry. It's only to
Oh,
show
sorry,
you
sorry.
visually. So for example, the fix 20 high priority bugs, instead of this, would be like update all the features in Allo. So then in the initiatives, we have every feature, for example, fix bugs on activity tab, fix whatever on projects tab, fix, no, and then each part of the engineering team is assigned to those. And then what they do is, like, for example, if we have 4 activity tabs, so if you want to put it in percentage, you can put it as 25%
got
one
it.
feature, or if not, in numbers. So if there's 4 features to fix, we would put it out of 4. And that's
Got it. So
you can change the auto.
there's like a gamification of like getting things done.
Uh-huh.
Got it.
And that goes at the same way as marketing. We have more abstract goals like finish the next product brochure, for example, but at this, or create a sales pipeline or things like that. Or then also more sales in person target is like get 500 leads, for example.
Yeah.
So that's more how we quantify.
Yeah. So it makes really coming up with like good goals becomes important, like really important, so that you can like everybody can be aligned towards working towards those things.
Yeah,
that's good. I found that really difficult in management, like getting people to even talk about goals. Like people just wanted somebody to like, here's your goal, go do it. And it's like, no, we need to talk about it, because you need to be aligned with it. You need to understand how, like, what work goes into measuring it and stuff like that. So I think if you can drive those conversations, that's really helpful.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I completely understand your point, in the sense of like, it's true. Sometimes, for example, when in other companies that I was working for without Talo, yeah, I knew my short-term goal, but I didn't knew the impact that this goal had on the overall.
Yeah.
And I feel with the OKR, it makes more kind of what you say, sense of, okay, this is my objectives from the big impact for the company overall with the whole team, you know. So it kind of makes more sense, the orientation, and also it keeps you more on top of the mind why you are working on that, or if that could be improved.
Yep.
because always there's a moment that maybe you could change that key result or initiative because you are like, this is not gonna work for that. So yeah, I find it really useful. And at the end, I feel as every week you have to check in, or whenever you set the time, um, it kind of makes it more kind of it it make it motivates yourself more to, oh, I need to reach that, like, it
Mm-hmm.
keeps more on your mind, like, oh, I need that.
Yep.
So that's kind of also motivating in that sense.
Got it. Well, cool. So I'm just looking at the website. It looks like I can, what's going on here? I was trying to share my screen.
Oh, maybe if I stop sharing. Sorry.
Here, no, I got it. It's right there. So it looks like you can just sign up for early access.
Yep.
For an extended free
Yeah.
trial. Do you guys have pricing set for the thing yet, or is that still being worked
Well,
out?
initially it's going to be $9 per user per month, but if with this free trial, it's 3 months now, and then if you keep going and keep giving feedback, it'll be like another couple of months. Isn't that correct,
Gotcha.
Martha?
Yeah, no. So basically, there's a pricing obviously because we have paid customers right now, and basically what we have now is like 9 months, $9 per month per subscriber per user. But for example, depending on the company size, and for example, we are now really implementing and supporting small companies. So depending on the situation, they give big discounts over head of customer and user experience.
Gotcha. And
So
you
now
kind
you
of
have
Barry. Sorry.
now you can have the early access plus the 3 months.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Barry, I think you said you're focused. You guys are focusing on like startups as a core user group.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
Cool. Well, cool. I mean, I know a bunch of people personally that I think this would help with. So happy I kind of found this tool because I haven't seen a whole bunch of people focused on kind of remote work management, or at least as like a core problem. So this is actually, I appreciate it because
Yeah,
it definitely could help
like
me. So
like I said to you earlier, the aim of the game here is to get your feedback and anyone else you can show and get their feedback because we're always trying to improve.
Cool. Yeah, I'll send this over to the team I used to work with. I think they'll probably jump on it. And then I got a couple other people I can recommend it. So I'll definitely, I'll take a look at it. It looks cool. The UI looks great. I mean, I'm sure you guys know
it's
that.
it's a really nice, smooth interface. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun to play around with as well. It's actually kind of addictive.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Well, cool.
and obviously you can choose, like, if you wanna sign through the website, no problem, and if not, we can introduce you directly to the head of customer success, and then she can onboard you directly with no problem.
Great. Well, cool. Well, thanks for joining. I appreciate you talking me through the product and showcasing it. It's really interesting.
Thanks for having us, Matthew. It's cool to be on a stream.
Awesome.
All right, we'll take care, guys. Now after this, I'll keep an eye on you.
All right, sweet. Take care.
Thanks so much.
Thanks.
Bye.
Have a good day.
All right. Well, that was very cool. So the product is allo.io. Obviously helping out with project management, remote workforce management. So that is really cool to see, and hopefully that was an interesting conversation to hear. I think that's going to do it for today. As always, if you'd like to give any comments, feedback, questions, suggestions, you can head to, I guess, the local stream that you're on and give a comment. I'll be able to see it, or you can head to zimmers.com, zimmerz.com, where you can sign up to be a stream guest, give questions, comments, feedback there as well. That's where all of our socials are. And we look forward to seeing you on the next one. Take care.